MCs. They don't know. MCs. They don't know. MCs. They don't know. MCs. What I know. DJs. They don't know. DJs. They don't know. DJs. They don't know. DJs. What I know. You see, we have no time for suckers who bite with their lowers and their uppers. We came here to play, and what we really want to say is MCs. Why don't you take a chill pill? You really need to listen to the way we spill of these rhymes. We don't have time to drop a dime every time a sucker thief gets away with a line. The mouths keep sucking cause they ain't got nothing, but they best stop fucking with the masters. MCs, you like the way we swing? Yeah, cause America likes the way we swing. MCs, you like the way we swing? Cause Africa likes the way we swing. MCs, you like the way we swing? Cause down in Australia, they love the way we swing. MCs, you like the way we swing? Yo, cause Zimbabwe likes the way we swing. MCs, you like the way we swing? Cause over in the Philippines, they love the way we swing. Yeah, MCs, you like the way we swing? Don't you know the UK, y'all, likes the way we swing? MCs,
I love this song. I love this song. I love this song. It's a minute and a half too long.
They like the way we swing.
So I'm going to fade it out like this. Fade it out, fade it out, fade it out, fade it out. Going away. Then I stop it. Then I'm going to play the thing that means I'm coming back. So I'm going to play a song. Volume's off on that. Let's use this one. So I, within the last 3 minutes, became aware that there was no audio whatsoever on the YouTube feed for the first almost hour of the show, which sucks. In large part because I'm disappointing you as people, but also because that's just extra work I have to do because the Mixler feed was fine. So the audio is fine. I had something muted on the YouTube feed. So I've just been talking and getting multiple texts, but I didn't look at my phone because I'm busy doing a show. I got to turn the screen back on. Boom, there I am. So now the editing thing that I've been complaining about repeatedly taking up my whole life. Like I do the show, but now that I'm doing video, I have to edit it. So now to make the video work, I'm going to have to sync it with the audio track. And my computer's not going to like that. And that's what the rest of my day is going to be. So I apologize to you about the audio on the YouTube thing for the first hour of the show. I apologize to myself for what it's going to do to the rest of my day, because that sucks. Ugh. Oh well. All right. 6 different things I could do here between now and I'm going to end up probably playing a song to talk to Scott or to call Scott. Or Scott, if you're listening, you could just call. Then I don't have to play a song. Scott's probably listening, right? All right. Hook up the phone. Put it on the little stand so I see it if it rings. See it light up. If Scott calls, we'll just talk to Scott. Otherwise, we'll at some point play a song to call Scott. Is that fair? All right, enough of this thing. Stop. All right, so we got the audio fixed. I had multiple text messages saying, I don't know what's going on, but I can't hear you at all on YouTube. There's no sound. I don't know if it's me. It's not you, it's me. It's always me. It's always me. But there seems to be a problem that might be stemming from me. It's me. It's always me. Sorry. That sucks. That sucks because I'm focusing on the YouTube part instead of the Mixler part. I'm mentally converting to the fact that I'm doing a television show, not a radio show. Either way, it's just online. And I'm focusing on the video part and then leaving the audio people behind. My roots, where I began, where it all started, I'm leaving that behind to join the video digital age. And then I screw that up too. So, damn it. I would say. Damn it, about the hour I just spent speaking in silence. You just came to YouTube, you're like, I don't know, this isn't working. You turn it off. That sucks. When it's posted online later today, it'll all fit. You can get the whole first hour. Mostly I dwelled on the fact that it's my birthday and that I'm old. And then I was talking about all the people who have, like, celebrities who have the same birthday as me, including but not limited to Mike Shope. Wish Mike a happy birthday today when you call his show, 3 o'clock on GR. And then I looked up a list of people, and the list I found of November 7th birthdays had way too many, like, TikTok and YouTube stars that I don't know who they are because I'm old. And, you know, K-pop rappers. I don't know these people. I went with the old standby Wikipedia. We go way back, Wikipedia and I. Hi, I'm old. Here's what the internet is to me. Wikipedia, YouTube, Facebook, IMDb, ESPN.com. If they took away the rest of it, I'd be fine still. I don't need anything else. I'd be good. Because I'm old. But there's a whole world that exists of people who have the same birthday as me that I've never heard of because they're famous and popular in a digital realm that I have not explored ever. Oh, well. So I went back to the old standby, which is Wikipedia. And that, like, there's the real list. So I found another former Bill that has the same birthday as me. I already mentioned Coy Wire, Anthony Thomas, the A-Train, who was briefly a member of the Bills. You know him better from Michigan and the Bears. But he's November 7th. I mentioned Chris Benson, the pitcher. He's actually 1974. He's exactly the same day as me. But there's a former Bill that I didn't realize or I forgot about. David Nelson. Remember David Nelson? He was wide receiver when the team wasn't very good. I don't know who he was catching passes from. Maybe Fitz. He's the guy that he had a girlfriend that was on the Cowboys cheerleading squad. And he, like, went over and gave her a football during a game there or something. Remember that guy? Seemed cool. Happy birthday to him. On the same list of births from November 7th is deaths on November 7th. And we've got an all-star team, man. We've got an all-star team of people who have died on my birthday. I'm only going back to 2011 for this. I'm sure there are way more. Well, if I go back to 2003, there's someone named Fufu Lamar, who's a British drag queen and nightclub owner, born in 1937. Imagine being born in 1937 and feeling the need to be a drag queen named Fufu in England. It's a tough life. Dead in 03. The great Joe Frazier died on my birthday. Died on this day in 1944. And then we had a real rough run over the course of 2 years. In 2016, on this day, we lost two people born in the 1930s, both of them pretty famous. Leonard Cohen, the Canadian singer and songwriter, writer of my least favorite song in world history, Hallelujah. I hate that song. That song sucks. Want to hear a good version of it? This is the only good version of Hallelujah.
I like big butts, I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When around things in your face, you get sprung.
This is Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back.
When a girl walks in, you pull up tough, 'cause you notice that her butt was stuffed. My homeboys tried to warn me so horny. I seen her dancing to hell with romancing. Baby got back, oh baby got back.
We don't have to listen to the whole thing. That's the only version of that song I like. So Leonard Cohen, he's a legend. I like other things he's done. I hate that song. I hate that song. Oh my God, Jeff Buckley, he's so beautiful. He sang this song. That song sucks. That song sucks. If you like that song, you just haven't listened to enough songs. That's a terrible song. It's the worst song. That "It's Your Birthday Today, Brad" song, sung by a guy who just goes, "Rah!" is better than "Hallelujah" by Leonard Cohen, who died on this day in 2016, same day that we lost Janet Reno. Then a year later, Roy Halladay, bang, plane crash, dead. Love Roy Halladay. So 2016, Leonard Cohen and Janet Reno died on November 7th. 2017, Roy Halladay died on November 7th. The Bulls played that day. I remember going to a game and talking about, because Halladay was he was a Philly for a while, and John Fuller's a Phillies fan, and I remember talking about this. I remember being in the G Club, which is the cool where the people from the suites hang out, right next to where we do our games at UB. I remember being in there watching like news stuff about Halladay dying. I'm going to look that up. Roy Halladay. All right, 2017, November 7th, 2017. The Bulls either played that day or the next. UB Bulls football, November 7, 2017. And they beat Bowling Green 38-28 on that day. Yep. Tyree Jackson. Tyree Jackson had a career day. Oh, let's look at that. And we're going to talk to Scott Wilson in a minute, too. Let me look at my phone. Did he call and I missed it? No. All right, I'll just call Scott. Do I have to play a song to call Scott? I don't think I do. I'm going to read about this thing. I'll just play the Baby Got Back song again for a second. Hold on. And then I'll call Scott.
I like big butts, I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When around things in your face, you get sprung. When a girl walks in, you pull up tough. 'Cause you notice that her butt was stuffed. My homeboys tried to warn me so horny.
Hello.
Hi, you're live on the radio thing. It's not.
Hey.
It's not the radio, but we're listening to "Baby Got Back" to the tune of "Hallelujah."
Baby got back.
Classic.
Can you tell a story about the song "Hallelujah"? I was just explaining how much I hate that song, and you may have already told this story on the show before, but can you do that for me on my birthday?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. You want this as your birthday gift?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to text you nudes, but I guess I'll do this instead.
You can do both.
Yeah. So you do hate this song.
I hate
can
it.
verify that.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, you hate it. Hate it with a red hot passion.
Mhm.
It's come up a couple of times before the incident that I think that you're referring to, where you just said you didn't like this song.
No, tell the whole story. Tell all the stories. That's fine.
Well, I mean, anytime that it's on, you've said this song sucks.
It does suck.
So, the main time was it was a weekday action game. We were playing Ball State. So you have to remember, this is a Tuesday or Wednesday night now that we are going out in a bar in the non-college side of Muncie, Indiana.
All right, let me real quick explain how football, how Maction works. For example, this coming week, we will be going to Central Michigan. So the game will be in Mount Pleasant. We'll probably stay in like Clare, which is one town over, just a very sleepy town in the middle of Michigan, the central part of Michigan. And the game will be played Wednesday at 7. We'll probably get to our hotel Tuesday at like 4. And then we've got nothing to do until Wednesday at 4 when we get on a bus to go to the game. So we've just got a day to kill in a random town. In your story here, we were in Muncie, Indiana.
Yeah, which is,
Yeah, it
the
is.
meth capital of Indiana.
Yeah, it's all right. It's where I got my credit card stolen, or my credit card number was compromised.
Oh, that's right.
Via Walmart, where somebody was buying used iPhones with my credit card, because I was in Muncie for 5 minutes and suddenly I was buying iPhones there.
That's
so
right.
it's screwed up. I
Yes,
can't use, to this day, I can't even be a part of Walmart.com because my account is compromised.
And not to be confused with the time that you just opened a tab and then left your credit card at the bar in Coastal Carolina.
Oh yeah, was that
in Myrtle Beach?
It was a brand new card that I had gotten like 3 days earlier, and I had to cancel and get another one. I can't remember the name of the place, but it ended with 3 Z's. It was like sliders or
right
sunsets. All right, go ahead.
But
Ball State, Muncie.
The Muncie, Indiana. For a majority of the season, when we go out, it will be a Friday night, which is usually it's right into the weekend. You get a lot more people, you get a lot more action. There's a lot more stuff to do.
Yeah, there might be a band. There's probably a happy hour pricing. Somebody's got margaritas going on. Like there's stuff.
Yeah, there's stuff going on. But when you're Tuesday in the non-college section of Muncie, there's not.
Right.
There's just not.
No.
So
Might as well be in Sloan.
Exactly. So we ended up going out. We found a bar down the street from the restaurant we ate at. Went in. It's open. There's maybe 7 other people in there, which is fine. They've got a pool table. That's all we need. That's the draw. After dinner, we normally look for like a pool table, shuffleboard, darts, that type of thing where we can, where there's a bar, we can have a couple of drinks. There's a game on. We can, have a little friendly competition type of thing.
Yep.
So we go in there and we get drinks, and come to find out, it's like I don't want to say an open mic night.
I think it was. I think it probably was.
But I think it was, and only one guy showed up to do it. So it was basically just his concert.
Yeah.
Like if you're the only one that shows up at open mic night, it ends up just being
a show.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's up there. He can moderately play guitar, acoustic guitar. He plays a couple of songs, and this is a smaller place. He is kind of up in the window stage type of area that, behind it is the window to outside.
Yeah.
We are probably 15 feet in front of that with the pool table playing pool. And he's
ruining our game. We're ruining his set all at the same time.
Right. Because it's the 4 of us. There are 3 elderly people at the bar, a bartender, and then it was, the performer, the person running the soundboard, and maybe 2 or 3 other people.
Yeah. On a Tuesday night in the non-college part of Muncie, Indiana.
Right. So, he had played a couple of songs. I think that he had played a Springsteen song. Where there was a little bit of talk between like, oh, there you go, Paul, there, John.
You guys love Springsteen. This is perfect.
Right.
It's like we're in New Jersey, you clowns.
So we eventually continue to play the game of pool, and he works into this long acoustic rendition of the song Hallelujah, as originally sung by Leonard Cohen, right?
Yeah, it's his song.
And he's really, I don't know if it was an artistic choice or just because, as I said, he's moderately good at guitar.
Yeah.
It was like a long, drawn-out version of it.
Of a song that's already long and drawn out. Yes. It's already the mopiest, sleepiest piece of garbage song that's ever been written. And now he's like, you know what? I think this would be better if it was slowed down. And it took 11 minutes to sing what should be 8 seconds long. It's a crap song. Let me make it slower. That should improve it. Was his plan.
Right.
Yeah.
So he starts playing, and then I start to laugh, and I look at you, and I think I say something along the lines of, oh, man, they're playing your song.
Yeah.
And, you kind of laughed. And it continues on, and I think it's in between the end of the first chorus before it gets into like the second part of the song. There's like a short, as I said, he's drawing it out. So instead of like just kind of rolling into the next thing, there's a little bit of a pause there.
Uh-huh.
And in the pause, that means that the entire bar is dead silent.
Yep.
And in that silence is filled with your voice, because I think that you expected him to
keep playing the song.
keep playing the song.
Yeah.
So there's
One would
probably like
think.
a 3-second break where you're not expecting there to be a second. You're not expecting there to be any silence, but there was, and the entire bar is dead silent, and you just go, "Wow, this song sucks." Loudly, because we're
Yeah.
15 feet from the stage,
Yeah.
so the speakers are loud.
Yep.
But in this case, there was no sound
None.
in the
Yeah.
entire bar except for you declaring that this song sucks.
Yeah.
Wow, this song really, really sucks, and it's one of the funniest things ever because everyone in the bar heard it,
They had to. Yeah.
and that includes the performer, as locked in as he was.
Yeah. He was
To hear it because
passionate.
of our proximity.
He was passionate about that song. He was.
Right.
It probably took him out of it. Probably took him out of the moment. Or maybe he was so locked in he didn't hear it. But there's a decent
there's
chance.
no way he couldn't hear you saying, "Wow, this song sucks."
There's a decent chance he's doing a show right now where he's talking about the time he performed in Muncie on a Tuesday night on the non-college side of Muncie, and this happened to him. But do you think he remembers it? I bet he remembers it.
I would assume that he remembers it. I would bet he doesn't tell the story.
Yeah, probably not.
Unless he's become,
cool. Now he's cool. Now he knows how bad that song. Maybe I
Right.
changed it. Maybe he never played the song again.
Maybe. Unless he's become a real recording artist, maybe he's turned into, like some type of country star and we don't know who he is or something like that. And he will tell that story. I don't think that he would tell that story very often.
Well, he wouldn't tell it there. If he's still playing there,
not one that you tell your friends, I don't think.
Not if you're still playing there. If he's still if that's still his gig, his open mics Tuesdays on the non-college side of Muncie, Indiana, with his guitar where nobody shows up. I mean, he wishes four people would show up from out of town to play pool. Because nobody's going to see that guy. If he's still playing there, he doesn't tell the story.
The bar.
Yeah, it definitely did. All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks. I was talking about that when you weren't here, and so it was better to have you here to tell the story.
That's one of, and I just should also state that you're not by any means a tough crowd when it comes to if we happen to be around a live performer.
Oh no, I love it. I love live music
because we ended up. We almost, I forget where when we played Louisiana Lafayette.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of years ago.
That's the first one I thought of just now.
We had to pick between two bars, one where there would be a live band coming on later in the night that did exclusively their take of sea shanties.
Yeah.
And we decided, no, let's go down the street to the bowling alley, and they've got a band down there called Bag of Donuts, and turns out Bag of Donuts is a great band, and it's like a local legendary cover band down there.
They're in the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame, as it turns out.
Right. And I was actually disappointed because I didn't really care where we went. I just wanted to get a drink.
Yeah.
And when I paid my money, I actually asked the person at the door, I said, "So do we get the donuts?"
Oh, you thought you got a bag of donuts?
Yeah, I thought that it was like it's Bag of Donuts night.
Yeah, we're going to charge you $15. We're going to charge you $15 to get into a bar, which we don't do. I mean, I think in 15 years of
we don't do cover charges.
I think I've paid $15 total in cover charges, and it was that night where the guy at the door was like, "No, you're going to want to see this." I'm like, all right, fine. And then we did. I mean, it's totally worth the $15. We've been talking about them for 5 years now, 4 years, whatever it's been.
Yeah, no, they were great. So you're not, and if you remember, you made a very strong connection with the DJ / guitar playing performer at the bar there in Myrtle Beach in Coastal Carolina before you lost your card.
Yeah. Okay, I remember the bar's name was Riptides with a Z, with several Z's. Riptides. I had to call them looking for my card. They're like, yeah, we got it.
That's right.
Like, can you mail it to me? They're like, no, not allowed to mail a card, which I guess makes sense. I guess makes sense. Like, I wouldn't want them to. I mean, I wanted them to in the moment, but that's right. Riptides. All right, now back to the. Oh yeah, okay. That JT. Is that his name?
I
JT
mean, this
something?
guy, yeah. This guy. First of all,
One man band.
big one man band, big fan of Brad Ryder. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a rider file, if that's a thing. he was a big fan of you, and there were moments where we were sitting at a table getting our food, and he was across the restaurant, not too far, but he was up by the bar. I don't know, about what, 20, 25 feet, 20 feet,
Sure.
something like that.
Yeah.
Away, where numerous times several of us at the table noticed that he was singing the song to you.
Yeah, that was cool.
There was a lot of direct eye contact.
Yeah.
And you were into it. You're like, this is my guy. This is great.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Dude, it's fine. He was doing
okay.
a lot. I appreciate what he was doing. One man band, I appreciate it. Like what I'm doing for the show. I do a bunch of things on the show, and I'm proud of the fact that I'm accomplishing the work of several people. And he was accomplishing the work of several people while entertaining a live crowd. So I had that. I was not physically attracted to him, but I think he liked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a bear.
Yeah, I think so.
I would be a bear.
You were what you were is a bull. You were a University of Buffalo bull is what you were, and you were in the house, and he took a shine to my friend over here, and that was. It's one of those the restaurants that also had that bar, and then they had the performer, and it was right like on the beach, so there were also women there dancing in bikinis.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good trip.
And when I say that, it's not as cool as you think.
Oh.
It wasn't like they were paid to be there to dance in bikinis. They were just women on a Friday night in September.
Yeah, drunk from the office.
Beach.
Like left the office, drank for
Right.
3 hours, and then started dancing in bikinis for us.
Right.
Between us
So-
and JT or JD or whatever he was.
That was another live performer that we had. He had the I was impressed. He had the thing the Frampton thing going on. I don't know what it's not a harmonizer.
No, it's
like the thing you stick in your mouth there.
Talk box. There's a name for it. It's like talk boxes, whatever.
He had one of those. He had that going. He had some. He was okay. But the main story was the fact that he was
in love with me.
He was. Yeah, you walked in and the seas parted.
Yeah.
Right, and he sang some of those songs to you. So that was another. And then you lost your credit card. Probably him. It was probably him.
No, it wasn't. Different place. I just want to let people know that if you're watching on YouTube right now, what you're seeing, despite hearing Scott and I talk, is just a live performance from Bag of Donuts. So if you'll just see these people. They're all dressed. They're in costume. We're not listening to the music. We're just watching it. Do you want to hear the music for a second, Scott? See if you see what kind of reaction we get.
I would assume that you put on Fireball.
I did.
Yeah.
It's Fireball from 2021. I have to unmute it. All right, hang on. There's a guitar player dressed as Gene Simmons. I don't know what the drummer's supposed to be. Maybe Road Warrior. Not sure what the sax player is up to. The trumpet guy's in like a mariachi suit. The lead singer is dressed as the Ultimate Warrior. And then they sound like this, playing Fireball. All right, I'm going to turn the volume off on that so we can continue talking. But just so people understand what the hell we're talking. This is...
That was a great band. That was a great band.
Straight up fantastic party band. If you walk into any place and this is what's playing, you're going to have a better time than you would have had they not been playing. They're just awesome. And I would go to New Orleans just to see them in their environment. They're in their hometown. But my God, they were awesome. I would like to see them here. If we could, fill a place. I would pay to bring them here if I thought people would believe me and go see them, because everyone would have a great time.
Sonically, great. but they also throw in the dressing up as random things to make it visually fun as well.
Astounding. It's the
Yeah.
ultimate. The lead singer is the ultimate warrior who's just pounding on a cowbell right now while playing Fireball. It's the best. It was absolutely the best. All right, I don't remember where we were in the conversation when I interrupted it to turn up Bag of Donuts, but here we are.
Well, we weren't really anywhere, I don't think. Can I say something about briefly mention football?
Yeah, please.
You take in any of that game last night?
Yep.
Broncos and Raiders.
I didn't turn it on until the third quarter, but my takeaway was that Al Michaels, when they first started doing games on Prime, people are like, Al Michaels sounds like he's pissed that he's on Prime. And I don't think he did. I think he was just kind of warming up with Herb Street because Herb Street was new to NFL football and he's thought of as a college guy and he's excellent. I think we agree that he's excellent at what he does, but him doing NFL is like, I don't know, man. I like you in the college lane. And so he was warming up to that and they were getting terrible games. Once, like the Bills have played Thursday night games that have been decent and Michaels and Herb Street have been excellent. And last night sounded like the first game they'd ever done where they're like, why are we on, what's Prime? How does my mom watch this? Not Michael's because his mom would be 150, but like, how does Herb Street tell his wife to watch the game he's doing when it's on Prime? And it felt like he's lost, like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm on the internet. I don't know what this is. Last night felt like that. It was 7-7 late third quarter. And it felt like Al Michaels was in like, you guys know I did the Miracle on Ice, right? Like, why am I here? Why am I in Denver right now calling a 7-7 game, Geno Smith and Bo Nix, like, punching each other in the face for 3 hours? What am I doing here? So that's the impression I got was that for the first time in a while when I tune in on a Thursday night, that they seem pissed, or Al at least seemed pissed to be there.
Yeah, and I think this has been his best year on Prime. I think he seems more laid back and relaxed and more like himself than he has since he's gotten over there. But I will agree with that. And to go along with your Herb Street take, I think the one thing that we've learned, or that I've learned from Herb Street, is it feels very much like Herb Street's very good at dealing with old people.
Hanging out with Corso for years.
Yeah, he got Corso over the finish line.
Yeah.
And I think that single-handedly, I think he deserves quite a bit of credit for the last 5 years, what happened with Corso. I think if Herb Street wasn't there to almost demand that Lee be a part of it and help him, I think ESPN would have just cut him loose.
That's a great point.
Said, forget about it. And there are moments where I get certainly not the same level, but I get the same vibe from him when Al starts to kind of wax poetic a little bit about some of the older stuff. I get very much the same feeling of, oh yeah, oh that's great, Grandpa, thank you. And it's I give him credit because it doesn't come off as condescending. It comes off as polite,
interested,
and right. And he's able to roll with it. And I felt a little bit of that last night. In their defense yesterday, it was the first Thursday night game in a while that I've seen where I was like, ooh, this feels like prime Thursday night Jacksonville, Tennessee Titans garbage.
It was horrible.
That we've seen for a while. They've had better games for the last, I think, until this week. And for the most part last season as well. They've had better games on Thursday nights. And boy, last night, while close and one that you can get to the end and be like, well, the end is still in doubt, was a very poorly played game. Bo Nix looked terrible.
Yeah, he was horrible.
I mean, he was terrible.
I think that
game.
That sequence where the punt gets blocked, it's first and goal at like the 6 or 7, and that turns into a field goal. Like, it seemed like, all right, now we've got a moment. We got a block punt. Denver's got the ball. Here they come. And they don't even score a touchdown there. And I think that a part of Al Michaels died right in that moment. Because we were already texting. There's like a UB group text thing with John Fuller, you, me, and Paul. And Fuller said something about, anybody watching this? And I was like, yeah, Al Michaels wishes it was 1980. And then this moment happened. I was like, all right, here he comes. Here they come. Al Michaels is great. And if the moment requires him, if the moment allows him to be great, he will. And it seemed like, all right, now we're going to have something here. And then that even turned into nothing. And then I think everybody just fell asleep, like on the broadcast, on the working the cameras, running the board there. And then everybody watching it, like, it was like, okay, here it comes. And then it was, nope, still not even that. Even with a block punt and first and goal at the 6, we're still not going in the end zone. And I feel like that is where that was the end for everyone.
Yeah, everybody had enough at that point. And I think, Bo Nix, 3 and outs. Last night's game, while a short week, and I know that they're going to be able to get healthy here because the way their schedule kind of unfolds, they've got a longer week leading into the next game next Sunday because they played Thursday. And then they play that game, and then they have another bye week. So they've got a lot of room here to get health-wise in a better spot. Last night's game is one of those situations where you look at the girl and say, ooh, maybe you are ugly. I don't know. I thought this was going good, but now that I look again, my friend saying that you're ugly, I'm starting to see it.
But technically you're an 8 out of 10, right? I mean, the Broncos sit at 8-2, so they're technically an 8. But they look like about a 3.5.
Yeah. Defense is real good.
Yeah, it's fine.
They can sack the quarterback. They can
sack Geno Smith. Like, I don't know. I don't know what positive do you take out of barely beating the Raiders in that game? And then you look at the standings. They're 8-2.
That's the thing.
It's just I
just
think about what the Bills are, and that's an 8-2 team. It's like I don't know. The Bills are going to be 8-2 probably eventually. Play 2 more games, they'll probably be 8-2. But that's ugly 8-2, man. Ugly.
They're 8-2, and last night's game is the type where you go back and you look at their schedule at who they played and what actually had to happen for them to get the wins. And you start seeing like last second field goals. You start seeing 33 points in the fourth quarter against the Giants to win by 1. You start seeing all these games.
Thanks to the Giants not having a kicker, even in that.
Right. That's right. Their kicker, by the way, Graham Gano, injured again.
Yeah.
So we'll just throw that out there. But, they've had a lot of those very narrow, fluky wins against bad teams. And I wouldn't have paid attention to that if I didn't see Bo Nix go 3 and out, with the exception of 2 drives in that game.
Yeah.
Like, he was terrible.
But it blended in.
A 7-7 tie had there not been that block punt.
Well,
Am I wrong about that?
No, of course it would have been. Like, no one was going anywhere. The reason the Bo Nix struggles didn't stand out is that the Raiders went 7 consecutive 3 and outs. Like, they didn't get a first down from, I think it was the end of the first quarter until late in the third quarter. They didn't get a first down. And
the Broncos didn't get their first down until midway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
So it was just the whole game was like that.
Yeah. It was
just garbage.
Right. So
garbage.
So what does that mean about the NFL and the AFC playoff picture? Because I keep looking at the standings, and it's frustrating to not see the Bills at the top of the East. And that can happen. It's just 1 win, 1 Patriots loss. It'll be fine. Plus, they're going to play each other. Just beat the Patriots in Foxborough. We fix the standings. But as I'm looking, and you're looking up at an 8-2 Broncos team, I have no respect for that 8-2 Broncos team.
No.
They can't have the bye. But I also look at the AFC West standings. The Chiefs are 5-4 and in third place. Like, great. Let the Broncos win 1,000. I would sacrifice. Of course, I want the Bills to have the 1 seed, but I would take Broncos are the 1 seed, Bills are the 2, Chiefs are out of the playoffs. That's better to me than having a bye. Get them out. And they're a good team. They're a better team than the Broncos. They're 5-4. The Broncos are 8-2. They're better. But if the standings say you can't go to the playoffs, they just say that, and then you're not invited, and then this demon that hangs over the Bills is vanquished. And that's cool. And the Ravens stink this year so far, although they're, Lamar's back, and they're going to charge. Maybe they'll make the playoffs, but there's a decent chance one of those two teams is out, like a really good chance. I mean, right now, they'd both be out. There's a decent chance that one of them doesn't make the playoffs, and I would sacrifice the dream of the bye and being the 1 seed for the Bills, which is, that's the perfect scenario, to just keep the Chiefs out. So part of me just says keep cruising, Broncos, and keep going, Chargers, because I don't mind you being in either. Keep the Chiefs away from me. Is that a reasonable way to look at this, or am I nuts?
Yeah, I mean, as far as playing the Broncos, it feels very much like if you don't turn the ball over to them, then you're going to be in a real good position. They've got a good defense that can get after the quarterback. But if you don't turn the ball over to them and give Bo Nix easy short yardage field position, then, if you're an upper echelon team in the playoffs, I think that you're probably going to be okay. To me, when I'm looking at, I don't want to say new teams, but I'll put, quote unquote, new teams that we're talking about here, I am much more concerned about playing the Colts than I am about the Broncos.
Because that's the O-line.
I think that, that's an entirely different animal there in the Colts. And I know that the Broncos have a better defense, but from a Bills perspective, I would, if I can avoid a team that can run it like the Colts, I have to, because that's a big problem. I guess you take that trade, like you said, if the Chiefs and the Ravens don't make the playoffs, the amount of pressure on Josh Allen and the Bills to make the Super Bowl will be enormous. Yeah. That's not going to happen. I think that they're probably both going to make the playoffs.
Really?
But right. I mean, are you
5-4,
concerned about the Steelers?
No, but 3-5 Ravens.
Right.
That seems like a long road. 5-4 Chiefs. I mean, they've got some ground to make up, but they're a better team than the two teams that are ahead of them in their division. So I think they probably get there. Ravens at 3-5.
Chargers have no offensive line out there. That's a concern. Are they going to be able to hold up and be able to run the ball like they want to with our ball, and then be able to hold up so that Herbert can pass the ball down the field? We'll see. I mean, there's only so many injuries you can take before it starts becoming a serious issue.
Yeah.
And I also, at this stage, I really can't take a team seriously if you lost to the Giants. So that sucks as a Giants fan to say, but they lost to the Giants. Sorry. Like, if I'm a Bills fan, I'm not that concerned about what they're rolling out there. But as far as the Ravens are concerned, the Browns are dead. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Can you block one guy? Because if you can, you could probably just win easy. The Bengals will score 35 points on you, but you will score 46. So, They've got no defense, and they don't have Burrow. And then the Steelers, are you that concerned about what the Steelers do on either side of the ball?
No,
not really. Aaron Rodgers, is there a possibility that a Haley's Comet game comes where he just looks like the Aaron Rodgers of old? Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he just continues to look 43 and you kill him.
He'll do it on a drive in a, if you watch a full game, and then there'll be 2 drives, you're like, oh yeah, that's still Aaron Rodgers. But he's not taking over a game and dominating it the way that he used to. So
right. So that's what I mean with the Ravens.
Yeah.
I still think that they, their division isn't that tough, and they still have, and I know you and I are both not real big Lamar Jackson fans, but I'm a big regular season Lamar Jackson fan.
Well,
right?
they're a better
against
team with him,
teams?
Obviously. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, against bad teams. I'm a big Lamar Jackson fan.
I like watching him play.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't want him as my quarterback, but I'm glad he's in the league, and I want him to keep playing for a long time. He's fun to watch. He puts on a show during the regular season. And yeah, you're right. Okay, so the Ravens are 3-5, but they really only need to overcome one team that they certainly will play. Have they played once already? I don't even know. They probably
I
have.
think so. I'm not sure. I think they have.
But there's more than half the season to make it up. We're at eight. We're 8 games in on both. You've got 9 more games. Will the Ravens be 2 games better than the Steelers? Probably. So okay, all right. Yeah, I can put them in. It'll all shake out. You're right. Good call. That's why we talk, man. We're just talking through.
You know, the Chiefs are in a much bigger problem because they've dug themselves a hole in a tougher division,
right?
Than what the Ravens have. So, you know, it's still shaking out fairly well for the Bills. If they can, you know, we haven't talked about it. Drake May looks pretty good. You know, it's his second season. He's getting real coaching.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. He's here for the next 10 years.
He looks pretty good. I would slow everybody's roll to he's the MVP of the season so far.
No.
But trust me, it's being talked about quite a bit.
No.
But I think that he's vastly improved and is deserves to have a lot more respect than what I had for him at the beginning of the season. Thought he was good. Thought he was nice. Didn't really think that much of him. He's playing really well, where the Bills now have to think about those games against the Patriots, where for the last couple seasons that wasn't the case.
Well, he's in about the same category as Dart. We've talked about, I consider Dart to look like baby Josh, and Drake May kind of does too. They both to me look like let's even say like Jaden Daniels as a rookie, or what's his name, C.J. Stroud as a rookie. I was like, all right, cool first year, but I need to see more before I start thinking, oh, this is somebody we're gonna have to think about for 10 years. And both May and whoever else I just said, I lost my own train of thought.
But you were talking Stroud and Daniels.
Stroud and Daniels looked like that's a fun year. Dart and May both look like, okay, that's a guy that's going to be, we're going to be talking about 7 years from now as the quarterback of a playoff type team. And I that's what it looks like to me. I don't know for sure, but in a division where Josh Allen is king of the AFC East, I see who the challenger to the throne is. He's not there, but that's who you're keeping an eye on in the division for sure, is Drake May for the next 5, 7, 10 years.
Oh, yeah. And it's not going to be Tua.
No. Or whatever the Jets are trotting out.
Yeah, or whatever happens with the Jets. The big theory in New York City over the last couple of days after the trade deadline, and the Jets traded everybody. I know that there was they have 3 first-round picks in one of these upcoming drafts here, and the best stat the best graphic that I saw about it was, wow, it's pretty rare for a team to have 3 first-round picks in the same draft. It was last done by the Jets 3 years ago.
Oh no! And what they wind up with?
Right,
Sauce Gardner.
Huh? Yeah, all the guys they just traded. Yeah, for 3 more first-round picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're treading water in New York.
The new Jets theory is that they're going to try and package the 5 first-round picks that they have, and will try to convince Cincinnati to trade Joe Burrow.
Okay. Good luck.
Right. I mean, the only way that would happen would be if Burrow was like, I'm done here.
Yeah, he'd have to want to go.
Right. But I think that they miss the point that we know, because we have oftentimes been in coaches' offices in Athens, Ohio. But he's a local kid.
Yeah.
Like, he's from Southern Ohio. He grew up in Athens, Ohio, because
started at Ohio State. Yeah.
Right. Well, his dad was the defensive coordinator for the Ohio Bobcats in the MAC.
Yeah.
And was there for 13, 14 seasons before he retired He retired specifically to go watch Joe play at LSU. Good decision, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good year.
My gosh, yeah, that was a good one that's a good year to pick to call it a year and go out and watch your kid play, be running the best offense in the history of college football.
Right. Winning the championship, smoking a cigar, being picked number one
Right. So
overall. That's worth quitting.
I don't know if Burrow's going to give up as quickly as Carson Palmer or some of these other players that have gone through Cincinnati and demanded a trade after they saw what the deal was there. You know, he's got a little bit more skin in the game
Yep.
as a Southern Ohio kid, where I'm not sure if he would just welcome with open arms a trade or encourage a trade to the New York Jets. Where, yeah, it's great, oh, if you win it here, you're a king and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, but people don't. And then when you don't, it sucks.
They say if you can make it there, you'll make it anywhere.
I've heard that before.
Somebody said that. I don't know.
But, it's always like people always talk about it's a big selling point. If you go to New York and you can bring home a championship, you can be a god there in the biggest city, looked up to. It's like, right. But when I don't do that, because the odds are that that's not happening, it sucks because everybody hates me.
Well, it worked for Joe Namath in 1969, so why wouldn't it work for you now?
Right? It worked one time.
Right.
Ever. It worked one time for the Jets ever. And I know that athletes and pro athletes and stuff, they don't think like that. They don't have that thought of this isn't going to work because they think that they're the best and they can do it. I understand that, but still, human beings have to have some rational thought about, is this a real place where that could happen? Because I don't think it is. It's possible, I guess. Theoretically, statistically, it's possible. But it also, they took in Aaron Rodgers and he got 4 plays. And then for the next 2 years of his life, everybody hated him.
Yep.
Because he got hurt.
That's
so
weird.
It's I know that that's kind of the fun rumor or the fun thing to talk about as far as AFC East teams, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Here's something, and we texted about this the other day when Sauce Gardner got traded for 2 first-round picks.
I was just about to ask you exactly this. Good, perfect. This is why we hang out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that the number of players in the NFL that if I were in charge as a general manager is probably under 10 that I would not trade for 2 first-round picks. Right? So the number of players in the league that I would say I would give away for 2 first-round picks is 99% of them. And we had a discussion, a quick text back and forth about who are the players that you would say no to 2 first-round picks. It's Mahomes, it's Josh, maybe Herbert.
Yep.
I guess because he still has the potential out there. It's maybe the left tackle from Oregon there at
Penei Sewell.
Sewell from the Lions. I don't.
It's probably it's probably
Lamar,
Drake.
Probably.
It's probably Drake May. Like young, I think you already said Herbert, but like young quarterback, I still believe like no, this is the direction, this is what we're doing. And I think May would fall into that. I don't think he came up in our text exchange. And then I started thinking about like pass rusher, Myles Garrett. Who's the other one that's right?
Jefferson, maybe.
Justin Jefferson,
Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I would
but
probably not trade for 2 first because they're so good.
Yeah. No, you're saying 10, it's probably 15 or 17 or something like that. But I agree with you almost completely. But like just now I'm thinking about Drake May. Like you offer 2 firsts to the Pats for Drake May right now. They're like, get out of my face. No. You know how hard we had to work to find this one? Like, no.
Right.
So it's that. But I don't know who else. It's not Bo Nix, it's not.
Right. Let me ask you let's say the Arizona, you're the GM of the Bills. The Arizona Cardinals call at the deadline and offer you 2 first-round picks for James Cook.
Done. No problem. I was ready to not sign him. I'm glad they did, but I was ready to not sign him. Yeah, 100%. Yes, take him. Go ahead.
Right. And then that's you know, that's kind of my point. I think like Saquon Barkley, 2 first rounds, gone.
Gone. Okay.
No longer an Eagle.
I'll throw this out there. You mentioned Sewell, like Deion Dawkins. That's a thought. And then there are probably 10 teams in the league that have a Deion Dawkins level left tackle where you don't have to think about it or talk about it anymore. You're not like, oh my God, we have to replace this guy. Can we try our right tackle there? Can we move our guard there? Like, we haven't talked about left tackle for 7-8 years with Dawkins in place. So would I swap that for 2 first-round picks? Probably no, as the Bills GM, and there are probably other teams that would think about it that way. So maybe the number is more like 25 players. But again, in a league where there are 32 teams times 53 players, 25 of them be like, no, I don't want your 2 first-round picks. But that's it.
I still think that's high. I mean, I see what you're saying. I understand, you know, I don't have to worry about this position. I don't want to give that up. And left tackle is obviously important. And I think Dawkins is right around probably right around the cutoff line type of player.
2 firsts and a second? Okay, fine. Yeah, it's close. I mean, it might need a little bit more, but yeah, it's a very limited number. So I found out about the Gardner trade, Gardner going to the Colts from you. I was not plugged in that day. I was, busy doing whatever. And the text was just something like 2 first-round picks for Gardner. And then I thought, did the Bills just trade 2 first-round? So, that's how I came at it. Did the Bills just trade 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner? And I thought, that's fine. I would accept that. In part because the Bills are a good team, and a first-round pick is somewhere between 27th and 32nd. So that's different to me. And I decided I was okay with it before opening up the article to find out who had acquired him. Because for a moment, based on your text, I thought maybe the Bills got him. And I was okay with two first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, even though I don't think a cornerback fixes this team in any meaningful way. It still would have been an interesting sort of push forward for the Bills, who did nothing at the trade deadline, but then I think kind of acquitted themselves when Brandon Beane came out. I was like, yeah, I'm mad too. I also wanted to make a deal at the deadline, just like all the fans. I just couldn't get it done. It didn't work. And I've heard that they had something in place that people would have really, really liked. And they never got the call back. They thought they had a deal in place and it didn't happen, and whatever. But as it turns out, I'm okay with the Bills not doing anything at the deadline. I wanted it because it's fun. I didn't necessarily want it because I felt they needed it to put them over the top.
Right. No, I agree with that. A twist on what we were talking about is I think it's very different to say who are the players I would not trade for 2 first-round picks, as opposed to who are the players I would be willing to give 2 first-round picks up for.
Different story.
I think that list is much, much, much longer than the other one, especially when you're talking about some type of, as if you're the Dolphins, would you give up 2 first-round picks for a real quarterback? Like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course. But even for the Bills, like you said, knowing where their average draft position usually is, would you be willing to give up the 29th and the 31st pick in the first round for Sauce Gardner to finish the year? And he's under contract, and you can just, I don't know how he's been playing. I don't watch the Jets every week, but
no one does.
Lock down, right, to try and lock down one side of the field. Now all of a sudden Benford becomes the 2.
Right.
And
he's unbelievable as a 2. Yeah.
And Hairston in the slot. becomes a much different. So yeah, I probably would. I think the Colts. I don't know what their long-term future looks like, but I think at the midway point of this season, where they're what are they? They're 8-2, right?
7-2.
Or 7-2. They're 7-2. They're probably saying, assuming we're not going to lose every game for the rest of the year, we are also going to have a high first round pick here in the mid to late 20s. So, all right, that's nothing. That we can go in and roll with that.
Would you have traded 2 first-round picks if you were the Bills or if you were the Colts, or if would you have traded 2 for Gardner? Because I would have. No.
No. Well,
you're the Bills. Like the scenario you just described, that all sounded awesome to me, and I forgot about Hairston. So it's like you and Hairston looks. I mean, we're only 2 weeks in with him, but the Bills' defense looks like Brandon Beane had a good idea, and it's now coming together. And I know the Hoyt injury sucks, but adding him and Ogunjobi, and pretend Ed Oliver's here, he's not. But Milano came back, and suddenly Hairston's back in the lineup. It's a whole different crew. Like that's their defense. What's wrong with their defense for the first month and a half? I don't know. None of the players are there. So to me, that would make sense. But whatever. It's not on the table. But I did have to weigh this when you sent me that text, and it was like Gardner for 2 firsts. I was like, holy crap! The Bills traded 2 firsts for Gardner, but they didn't. But I had to think about it, and I didn't hate it.
I think Sauce is a good player, and I definitely would be willing to give up a first for him. I don't think I'd be willing to give up 2. I don't think that he has shown himself to be that good of a player. Very handsy. If he's not going to get called for pass interference calls,
right,
then I'm all in.
Yeah.
But
now there's an assumption that he's Revis too, and he's not. He's not Revis too. But that's kind of, especially playing on the same team where Revis kind of got famous with Revis Island, all that stuff. There's kind of this. All right, we've replaced Darrelle Revis now, and he's not quite that. But I don't know, on this Bills team, could I use him more than? Who are the last 2 Bills first-round picks? Keon Coleman and Hairston. And before that was what, Kincaid? Yeah, I would trade 2 of them for Gardner, or 2 of what they're going to be. I don't know. Makes sense. Maybe Hairston's going to be awesome, and I'm stupid here.
He's already got a pick.
He does.
Looks pretty good. He looks a lot better out there than
Trey
White. So
I love Trey White being on the team. I don't want to have to rely on Trey White. I want when there's an injury for a minute that Trey White goes in for a couple plays, and he'll do something. He's good to be. Everybody loves him. He's cool. But yeah, Hairston, that's a real nice addition. Super cool. Do we have anything else we need to do here? Oh, I have a question. I have a question for you, and I'm going to ask this publicly instead of via text message. Have we known all along that UB wide receiver Nick McMillan is the son of Malik Campbell? Have we known that? Do we know that the whole time? Because I was just reading about this, and it feels like I maybe knew it when he first came in and then forgot about it. But Malik Campbell is one of the best athletes ever to come out of Western New York, and he played at Syracuse. And his kid is Nick McMillan, and he's got 3 consecutive 100-yard receiving games for the Bulls. Did we know that? Did you know that? Did I know that? I don't remember.
I did not know that.
Okay, yeah, that's big, right? That's something.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's all.
You want my pick real quick?
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Yes.
Right.
Yes. That was a joke.
No, forget it.
Scott, it was a joke, man. Come on.
I got 1 week where I push, and
now let's hear it. What's your pick? Picks.
I'm going back to the MAC. There's
yeah.
one game on a Saturday. It's Eastern Michigan against Bowling Green. I'm going to take Eastern Michigan -2.5 against Bowling Green. BG this week after the Bulls took care of business 28-3 last week. This week has been, they fired their offensive coordinator and reshuffled their coaching staff, and 3 of their players got arrested in a bar fight down the street from the stadium. So
And one of them was the kick returner. I don't remember his name, but like a guy that we talked about a lot.
Yep. And in addition to that, they may be starting their fourth string quarterback. I'm not sure if Pine is going to be playing. Pine did not play. They still very much looked like they were trying to get back in the game. And then all of a sudden took Pine out last week for their fourth string quarterback. So I don't know if he's 100% what the deal is with that. So I'm going to take Eastern at home in Ypsilanti, -2.5 against the Falcons, who have had a rough week, and their quarterback situation is uncertain.
Good enough. I would like to let people know that at some point there is a full-on UB football podcast available. I didn't check. Maybe you know, Scott, if it got posted already, but we do a weekly podcast regarding UB football, and the Bulls don't play until Wednesday. So typically the podcast would be out like this morning leading into tomorrow's Saturday game. I'm not sure when the athletic department, or whatever you want to call it, athletic communications, when they're going to put it out, but we recorded that. So if you want more on UB football, go to the what's the thing called? I call it the UB football podcast, but it's the UB Bulls Insider is the feed, and we're on there talking a lot, like, I don't know, 40 minutes or something about the Bulls. That game is Wednesday. I'll see you Tuesday when we travel to where are we going? Central Michigan.
Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant. We're going to Mount Pleasant. So I'll see you Tuesday when we go there. Thank you for joining me, Scott. I appreciate it as always.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye. There's Scott Wilson, our favorite. 2 times a week, we have Scott Wilson on, typically for like an hour. Just like today. That was good. What was there was a thing I wanted to play. All right, I'm going to play a song and then come back with something else. It's afternoon already. Yeah, it's 12:02. I'm going to put on a song that will allow me to prepare the other stuff that I want to do before we wrap things up for the week here on episode 205 of RITER Radio. This one will be quick. 3 minutes, 38 seconds is enough.
I guess I'll never know. See, I was running
We're just about done with the show. RITER Radio, episode 205. I say it's my birthday. It's Shope's birthday too, yeah. Also, Jonathan Linton and the Reverend Billy Graham. Don't forget the London Twins. Also, the A Train. Anthony Thomas. David Nelson. Madame Curie. Get out of here, polio. I did this with my hand, but you didn't see it because I didn't have the camera on. Dave Dombrowski is my friend. He's the one that ran the golf tournament. Thomas Ian Nicholas was on the show. I played golf with him. He was Henry Rowan-Gartner and Rookie of the Year, all this stuff. He just sent me this video yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm going to play that on the show. And it's like a 3-minute thing Kaleida Health put out about the golf tournament that we played in, the Back Tee Classic. It was the first ever, the inaugural event. It raised more than $20,000 for the Spina Bifida Clinic at Oshai Children's Hospital. And he sent me this video. It's great. There were people, Kaleida people, camera people all over the place. And I said I would share it. So I'm going to do that. Then I've got like 3 things that I meant to talk about on the show that I didn't talk about yet on the show. And this is the last show of the week. And I will not do them if I don't do it today. So this is going to be a little extended dance mix. Probably go till, I don't know what time we'll go to, but we're going to go a little long. But I want to share this video because Dave sent it and I think it's cool. And I'm going to not talk. I'm just going to play it as is. And it's like 3 minutes long. And then I'll return. But this is the video that Kaleida put out, or Oshai put out, about the tournament that we played in, that I've talked about a lot. Dave's been on the show a bunch. Tom was on. Thomas Ian Nicholas was on. Henry Rowan-Gartner / Kevin Myers from American Pie. He's a kid from Rookie of the Year. He's cool. He's not in the video. Jeremy White's in the video. Tom's not in the video. Anyway, I want you to hear it and see it. And here it is. Oh, I got to turn that music off. No more Spooky Bed. Get out of here, Spooky Bed. And then I have to switch. No, I already switched to that, and I have to hit play. All right, here we go.
A picture-perfect day at Gowanda Country Club. A lot of planning, even more moving parts, and no time to rest.
Well, first, I just want to thank everyone for participating in today's inaugural event. So just give you guys a round of applause. We sold it out about...
David Dombrowski wanted his inaugural Back Tee Classic Golf Tournament to be perfect.
All the proceeds are going to Oshai's Spina Bifida Clinic. And the reason why I picked that is I was personally affected by it.
There was a time in David's life when small milestones and huge dreams seemed so far out of reach.
I was born with spina bifida. I had 12 surgeries before I was 2. Wasn't supposed to walk. Been told I wouldn't even make it out of the hospital.
These patients are born with a defect in their back, kind of the spinal column in their back, and then that affects kind of how their legs might move. It affects other organ systems like bowel, bladder.
David's story is one of perseverance and determination. When his legs got stronger and his braces came off, he developed a love for sports, from karate to D1 lacrosse in college.
You know, the mind and the body are very powerful things, and you don't know what's going to really neurologically connect until you try. It just goes back to the love and support I had from family, friends, the doctors we had, you know, at the time at the hospital. You know, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for all of them.
David's also seen success as a musician, touring the world with major artists.
Just moved back to Buffalo, New York in the last year. So I just thought, how can I use the resources I have and the connections where I can just pay something forward?
That's the stuff of why you practice medicine, right? To have these stories and then have the patients come back and then want to give back to the community. So there's just absolutely no words that can describe it, and it just means the world to us.
It's just important that the next generation of kids that are dealing with this have all the best resources and doctors possible so they can live out the full potential like I've been lucky enough to do as well.
The tournament raised more than $22,000 for the Spina Bifida Clinic at the Robert Warner Center for Developmental Pediatrics and Rehabilitation.
If it's for a great cause, people will rally and they'll come together.
Ensuring specialized care right here in Western New York.
These children typically need a bunch of subspecialists to help with taking care of them, and the Spina Bifida Clinic at Robert Warner takes all those specialists and puts them into one place. This donation and this money will help us try and push the limit for patients in Western New York.
My heart's very full. It's I don't know, I'm kind of lost at words just because there's been such support. Yeah, at the end of the day, like, this is going to help out a family member and make an impact. And there's no better feeling, I think, than just giving back and paying things forward.
I said, come on, Mike. There we go. Microphone. There's not a person named Mike here. I'm by myself. I said, come on, Mike, because I didn't have it turned on. That was awesome. It seems I understand why we lost the tournament. We didn't lose the tournament, but our foursome did not come close to winning. Every putt that they filmed went in. I'm just kidding. That's editing. They just put the good putts in the video. And if they had followed our foursome the whole time, they would have seen maybe one, like a Mark Gahn putt at some point. But anyway, that's my man Dave, who we've had on the show a bunch, and we will have on the show a bunch, and will be a part of the tournament next year too, because it went really well. But damn, having like a real professional, that's the difference between a one-man, this is what my show looks like. It's me with, pictures behind me, and the lights, the reflections suck, and there's my rugby shirt back there. You get like real people doing it, it looks awesome. Sort of crash upstairs. I don't know what that was. It's 12:13 p.m. I should shut this off. But I do have a couple other things I didn't mention. One I want to talk about. I think I might want to start doing a segment every show about the latest on the YouTube versus ESPN/Disney/ABC crisis that exists for those of us who subscribe to YouTube TV and depend on it for programming. Two things. One, I'm a superhero in my house because it was really going to hit home last night if we did not get the new episode of Grey's Anatomy live in my house. And I figured out how to convince our smart TV to actually listen to the antenna that's plugged into it and allow ABC, which is free, to just be in our house. And it worked, and I'm amazing. I got home we had a basketball practice last night. My son Zach is playing on 2 or 3 teams this year. 3 if he makes his school team, but 2 for sure. Usually he plays on 1. This is his 4th year of basketball. He's 13 years old. He's 6'2" and 200 pounds and ready to, do it. And started to see that last night. I was very impressed. I talk more about baseball with the kids than basketball with the kids, but 2 of them play baseball. 3 of them play basketball. And the one who doesn't play baseball is 13 years old and 6'2" and 200 pounds. And it's coming. I can't wait to have a conversation with him. And I told this to my wife last night. He's our I won't say least athletic, least interested in sports of the 3 kids. But there is something to know about Zach. He is, I don't know if perfectionist is the right term, but when he decides he wants to do something, he just practices it quietly and gets good at it. So whether it's, when he was little, it was math. And then it turned into all the instruments he plays, guitar and drums and piano and saxophone and whatever else, bass and programming beats. But it's all stuff he can do quietly by himself. Basketball, you can't really practice by yourself. I mean, if we had access to our own gym, I guess he could. But you have to go practice with the team. And if he's not great at it, he doesn't love it. And he's getting really good at it. He's grown a lot height-wise in the last year or so. And with that, a bunch of the sort of baby fat, chubby thing has worn off, and suddenly he just looks like a basketball player. And I think this is going to be a thing. And if I can convince him that he cares, then he's going to care, and then it's going to be something. So he's playing for a couple teams, maybe 2 for sure, maybe 3 teams coming up. And I watched him in practice yesterday. It was his second practice, but my first attending a practice where I'm not the coach. He's just playing for some other dude who was cool. That was exciting. That was not on my sheet. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Channel 7. Oh, so I got home from basketball practice. Sorry, I digress. This is what I do. I'm good at digressing. The whole show could just be called Digression with Brad Ryder. I got home and it was like 8. Practice was from 8 until 9. So I got home at 9:20 or something. And I was like, I'm going to be a superhero. I'm going to trick my wife into liking me by figuring out a way that she can watch Grey's Anatomy live when it's on. And I sat in our family room and started messing around with the remote and the screen. I do not recommend whatever generation of Samsung Smart TV I have. I do not recommend that thing. I hate it. But I knew the show was in there somewhere, and I found it, and I made it work by like 10 to 10. We were up and running and ready to watch ABC Live. So I did that. We can all do it. Also, I think we're doing it wrong as far as paying for all of these streaming services. I get why I pay for Prime. I pay for Prime to cancel out the shipping. It's $100 a year or whatever, and it comes with movies and TV stuff. I get that one. That one makes sense. Netflix, I think we just have to keep doing. Other than that, there's an antenna that brings in the local stuff. There is a list of things that just come in on a Samsung TV, for example. I found thousands of channels I didn't know I had. If you just didn't know what was on TV, if you didn't have to be a participant in the conversation with your friends and family about whatever show you're watching. I don't watch any current shows, really. But if like there's a network show that you're really into, and then live sports are a problem too. But we do not need to pay what we're paying as a society for these streaming services. There are a million things available. If you didn't know, you could turn on a TV station. If you could just watch Family Feud. There's a whole station probably of Family Feud. There's a whole station of probably Law and Order. You could entertain yourself for the rest of your life without paying for any streaming service. And this does not mean that I'm going to get rid of all of them. This is not a campaign against them. I'm just saying that there are 4,000 channels available on that television that I didn't know about. It's probably more like 2,000 channels numbered up to 4,000, but that's not the point. There's something to entertain you. I remember I was out of town for something by myself. I was in an Airbnb by myself for a day with no one. I found a station for free on like a Chromecast or a Roku thing, whatever it was. Just free station that showed nothing but The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I had that on for 14 hours. Just leave it on. What else do I need? If I'm not having a conversation with somebody else about the stuff they saw last night, live stuff, it's as entertaining as anything ever. There were hundreds of people putting that show together. It was great. It had all the stars of the day. It was awesome. Just The Tonight. You could pick any one of these things. There's a game show network thing. Is it the same as the game show network you get on cable or whatever else you subscribe to? I don't know, but who cares? They're just old game shows. I think we should all stop paying for this stuff, and it would resolve a lot of the problems if we just stop saying yes to streaming services with fees. If we stopped collectively, there'd be nothing they could do. There should be one place where it's like, yes, I would like to watch the live stuff, and I'll pay you whatever I have to pay for that. Other than that, don't need it ever. Also, if you're just willing to wait a day, you can watch the new episode of Grey's Anatomy the next day. You just can't see it live. Except you can, because it comes in over the air. It's free. You need an antenna. If you don't own an antenna, you're doing it wrong. But if you do own 4 antennas like I do, and you're paying for 7 different streaming services, you're also doing it wrong. So I'm doing it wrong. I concede that. Played the Dombrowski thing, talked to Scott, Channel 7 superhero. Al Michaels bored. Nick McMillan is Malik Campbell's kid. I didn't do anything on the price reduction on weight loss drugs. It's a big, like, hey, Trump did it. We'll see. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. I don't know. But we're done for today. Thanks for listening, watching. I apologize for the audio concerns. Crap, I just remembered that when I put this together for the podcast, I now have to merge the audio track with the video track because there was no audio for the first hour on YouTube, and I'm sorry about that. But if you watch the podcast version of it, you'll get all of that. So thank you. I got to go. I'm out. I'll play Hallelujah again, and then we're done. Bye. Thanks. And it's not Hallelujah. It's the good version where it's maybe got that.
I like big butts, I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When around things in your face, you get sprung. When a girl walks in, you pull up tough, 'cause you notice that her butt was stuffed. My homeboys tried to warn me so horny. I seen her dancing, to hell with romancing. Baby got back, oh baby got back. My anaconda don't want none, unless you've got them buns, hun. When it's round and thick, I wanna stick it to ya. I'm long and I'm strong and I'm down to get the friction on. When I see a thick soul sister, hallelujah. I seen that bubble, now I'm in trouble. Baby got back, oh baby got back.
As an owner of Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I know how to make slick-looking goggle/.
It's your birthday today. Right. It's your birthday today. Right. Rock and roll and celebrate. We lose control and you cut the cake. The night is yours. Destiny awaits. Oh, wait with so share toast with your closest mates. It's your birthday today. Right. It's your birthday today. Right. Grab your goodie bags. Open your gifts. Blow out your candles.
What are you doing for lunch? I don't know. I have a turkey sandwich. We're gonna go around the corner. I think you should come with us. This is a great place. Okay. We brought you a shirt.
Will you get out of here? Will you get out of here? Will you? Now, will you go to lunch? Go to lunch. Will you go to lunch?